There comes a moment in every man's life where silence is no longer enough, where the unspoken tension between you and her becomes almost unbearable. You feel it in the way her eyes linger just a second longer, in the way her breath catches when your fingers brush. But the question remains, how do you cross that line? How do you ask for intimacy, not with words that feel needy or awkward, but with strength, with calm, and with the quiet confidence of a man who knows himself? Most men fumble here. They either rush it and come across as desperate, or avoid it and end up in the friend zone, forever wondering, what if? This video isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding psychology, mastering Stoic presence, and learning how to read and respond to her desire in a way that feels natural, respectful, and powerful. So if you've ever sat there overthinking your next move, wondering how to ask her for something deeper, not just physically, but emotionally, stay with me. Because today I'm going to show you 5 psychological and Stoic secrets to ask a woman for intimacy the right way. Let's dive in. Number 1, build silent tension. The underrated power of presence. Most men think asking for intimacy is about words, but true connection begins in silence. A woman doesn't fall for your lines. She falls for your energy, your stillness, your ability to hold space without rushing to fill it with chatter or validation. Psychologically, humans communicate over 90% non-verbally. A woman reads your intent through your body language, your eye contact, your breath, and your stillness. When you're constantly talking, explaining, overanalyzing, you're smothering the flame before it has a chance to grow. A Stoic man, grounded in his own presence, creates space. He doesn't chase or pull. He stands still, rooted in self-awareness, and lets the woman come to him. And when she feels that calm confidence, her barriers start to lower. Imagine this. You're sitting with her. The conversation dips into silence, and instead of filling the gap, you hold it. You look her in the eye. You let the tension hang in the air, like a question mark. That's where intimacy begins, not with words, but with the invitation of your energy. This is the psychological trigger called mirroring desire, where her nervous system subconsciously syncs to yours. If you're calm, still, and comfortable with closeness, she starts to feel the same. That's when her guard drops. Not because you asked for it, but because you earned it. So the first lesson is simple but powerful. Stop trying to impress and start being present. The more you own your space, the more she'll feel safe enough to enter it. Let her feel your desire, not through words, but through a quiet intensity. That's when she starts asking herself, what would it feel like if I let him closer? Number 2, emotional foreplay. Connect to her heart before her body. Before you ever reach for her hand or lean in for a kiss, she needs to feel that you see her, not just her body, but her essence. And here's the hard truth. Emotional intimacy is the gateway to physical intimacy. A woman's body doesn't respond to logic or pressure. It responds to emotional connection, to safety, to the feeling that she can be vulnerable with you without being judged, rushed, or objectified. You want to touch her body? Start by touching her soul. Ask deeper questions. Instead of, what do you do? Ask, what inspires you? Instead of, what's your type? Ask, when did you last feel truly seen? These aren't cheesy pickup lines. They are invitations to her inner world. And when she opens up emotionally, she begins to bond with you on a deeper level. Psychologically, this taps into the principle of emotional anchoring. The idea that if you make her feel something powerful and personal, those feelings become associated with you. You're no longer just a guy. You become someone who makes her feel alive. But be warned, this isn't about manipulation, it's about truth. Stoicism teaches us to approach others not with control, but with clarity. Your job is not to make her feel something she doesn't. It's to show her that she can feel deeply with you. When a woman feels emotionally seen, she naturally becomes more open, more trusting, more curious about where the connection could go. That's when asking for intimacy becomes natural. It's no longer a question, it's an unfolding. So if you want her body, start by honoring her mind and heart. Intimacy begins long before the bedroom. And if you build that emotional bridge, she'll want to cross it with you. Number 3, speak desire without attachment, the Stoic way to express want. Most men make a fatal mistake when they express desire. They do it with neediness. I want you becomes, I need you to want me back. And nothing kills intimacy faster than that. The truth is, you can express desire without begging for validation. In fact, it's one of the most attractive things a man can do. Here's the secret. Desire her, but don't need her. Imagine saying this to a woman you deeply admire. I'm incredibly drawn to you. And I don't say that hoping you'll say it back. I say it because it's true. That statement is powerful. Why? Because it's rooted in Stoic detachment. You are expressing your truth, not bargaining for her reaction. Psychologically, this triggers a concept called non-attachment attractiveness. Women are deeply attracted to men who can want them without emotionally depending on them. It signals high value, emotional maturity, and inner abundance. When you speak from this place, when you make your move, when you invite her in, she doesn't feel cornered or pressured. She feels free. And that freedom is what makes her choose you, willingly, passionately, without hesitation. The Stoics taught us that we should desire nothing outside of our control. And that includes her response. You can create the moment, you can offer the spark, but you must release the outcome. This is what separates boys from men. A boy begs, a man invites, then lets go. So next time you want to ask her for intimacy, don't frame it as a favor or a risk. Speak your desire without fear and without attachment. If she says yes, amazing. If not, you remain whole. That's power. Number 4, understand her timing, read the hidden signals. Women give. If you've ever been rejected in an intimate moment, chances are you miss the signs. Because women always give signs. They just don't shout them. They whisper them in glances, in pauses, in proximity. Psychology calls this nonverbal courtship behavior. Studies show that women often communicate interest through subtle cues, playing with their hair, leaning in closer, touching your arm, holding eye contact a little longer. These aren't random, they're invitations. But most men are either too nervous to notice or too focused on their own desire to truly observe. Stoicism trains us to become observers, not reactors. When you are fully present, you notice what others miss. You see her breathing shift when you move closer. You hear the change in her tone when you compliment her deeply. You feel the tension when your knees brush under the table, and when the moment comes, you won't need to ask for permission with words. You'll already know she's saying yes long before you move. But if she pulls back, breaks eye contact, turns her body away, honor that. True intimacy is never taken. It is given, freely, willingly. When you respect her pace, when you show her you can wait, that you can read her, not just want her, you become more than a man. You become someone who understands women on a level few ever do. And that is deeply seductive. Number 5, make her feel chosen, not conquered. There's a difference between seduction and domination, between intimacy and conquest. Women don't want to be won over. They want to feel chosen, seen for who they are, not just what they offer. This is where most men fail. They treat intimacy like a finish line, something to get. But real intimacy isn't something you chase, it's something you co-create. Imagine this. You're with her, the mood is right, and you look her in the eye and say, I want you, not just because you're beautiful, but because of who you are, because I feel safe with you, because you bring something out of me I don't show anyone else. That's not game, that's truth. Psychologically, this is called value-based intimacy. When a woman feels that your desire comes from genuine appreciation, not just arousal, She softens. She opens. She feels like she's not being used, but valued. Stoicism reminds us, love is not to possess. Love is to admire in freedom. And when you approach her with that energy, when you ask her for intimacy not with hungry eyes but with reverent respect, she will feel it. She will know that she's not just a body to you, but a soul you want to hold. So ask her, not with fear, not with pressure, but with the quiet strength of a man who sees her and invites her into something real. Conclusion. In a world that screams for attention, the most powerful men are those who move with quiet confidence. To ask a woman for intimacy is not about slick lines or seductive tricks. It's about being present, being honest, and being strong enough to hold space for her vulnerability. You now understand the 5 psychological and Stoic secrets that most men will never even consider. You've seen how to build silent tension, how to connect emotionally, how to speak desire without attachment, how to read her timing, and how to make her feel truly chosen.